Hi, hello everyone. Myself Anand Naik. I am the CEO co-founder of Techmentry. I am Ahmedabad Alumni. Uh, I'll just give us a brief introduction about myself. I have been into the industry for the last 16 years. I have worked with companies like Bharti Airtel, ICICI Bank, and lately I was into education sector, working with the brands like Upgrade and Emeritus. And recently, in the last few months, I have joined my professor, my old professor, Mr. Jude Miranda, for his venture of Techmentry. He's very passionate about teaching kids and getting them next generation ready, and I share the same passion with him, right? So that's how I've joined this. And I would like to introduce to you Jude sir, Jude Miranda sir.
Hi.
Hi, yeah. So he has been there for the last 25 years. He has been teaching kids, engineering students, working professionals, right? He has taught about 30,000 students so far. And he has built his own companies also, right? There is a Nibble Learning, there is Techmentry, which is a new baby that he has. And there is Nibble Technologies, which is his own IT firm, right? Wherein there are a good number of IT employees, IT clients, and some projects he works on. Jude sir, you can just say hi to our audience. We have parents
Hello.
today.
Thank you, Anand, for the introduction. Parents, you are welcome to for this um, meeting. So whatever webinar, whatever your questions, whatever we can ask. But in the meantime, I think he has something to present, right?
Yeah. So, parents, this is going to be a small group focus session, right? It is just a candid interaction between Jude sir and me, and we also have a small presentation which will run in the background. And at the end of it, we'll have a question and answer session as well. So feel free to ask your questions, and Jude sir would be more than happy to take these questions as such. So that's the agenda. We would focus on a few points, right? First, about Nibble Technologies, Jude sir's journey. Then we'll talk about why coding or why AI-driven coding, right? And then Howard pathway that he has envisaged, right? So we'll discuss about that. So yeah, I hope this agenda is okay with you, sir, right?
So Anand is when I started teaching in 2001, Anand was my uh, first batch whom I taught.
Yeah.
The first batch of students, we started in a small classroom, right? With I think
Correct.
5 to 6 people we started. So the things was grown in a very different where we have. I landed up teaching every year approximately 2,000 students. So that's the way I've grown. Yeah.
Yeah. So this
Thank
this was thanks, Jude sir, you reminded me, right? So it has really been a great journey from learning C++, Java from you during my engineering days. That's the first year, second year, and fourth year. And after that, you mentoring me right throughout, right? And then sitting here together with you, right? The life has come full circle for me as well. So thanks for giving me this opportunity.
So I'm also proud to say that all my ventures, my ex students have joined me even in my technology company. Most of my ex students are working.
Correct.
This learning is there. So I'm very proud to say that they were in touch with me throughout the journey, throughout the life journey.
Correct. So, with that brief context and introduction, so today it's not going to be like any presentation or we don't want founders talking, right? It's just like a teacher and an ex-student, right? We just want to discuss this journey, my journey, and how we want to build more such journey, right, with the kids. So we'll discuss that. So with this, Karthik, you can just share the PPT which we have in the background while Jude sir and we have our discussions. Hi. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so this is the venture, right? Techmentry, which is basically AI-powered coding and technology programs. We cater to kids and teens in the age group of 7 to 18, and we look into one-is-to-one mentoring, Howard certification. We want the kids to get Ivy League and university ready, and it's a flexible pricing, right? Karthi, you can move to the next slide, and we can.
Just to add
Yeah,
this, it's not a new venture.
correct.
Okay, it is the venture we did it in 2018. We started 2018, but we were last 5 years, 6 years. We are just uh, like, curated the whole process right now. Okay, so therefore it is not a new. Means we are new. It is existing for last 6, 7 years is existing. Yeah.
Correct.
So, talking about myself, it is I started my career. I was a principal in a small school in 2000. Then I left and I started this organization. And when I did not start this, I did not start as a very intentionally. I did not start this learning.
Okay.
I taught one student, then she brought two more students.
Correct.
And then that the two more students become 300 students in 3 months.
Correct.
So then it is year on year, the number has increased to 2,000 students. I've taught them. So initially, I taught them the programming, the C, C++. Then the students are motivated to me to teach all the subjects. Then I did data structures, algorithm, all I taught there. So that's the way the journey began.
Correct.
So I remember that I started with the students of many, so I did not, I was not able to say no to them. So I needed to take a batch night, 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I remember early morning, 3 o'clock, people used to come to a batch.
3 o'clock, late night, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So those kind of things, we did it. Okay, so that's the way I started my journey in the teaching. Yeah.
Right.
Then I thought in 2008, there are so many of my students who went abroad. They started asking me, sir, can you build these projects for me? So then I started a technology company. So they used my students only to build the whole thing. So then the technology company was growing in other direction. That's the way. Then in 2018, I said that, okay, before COVID, I thought, okay, let me do some. I learned by myself. Let me be a student. I went to Harvard to study. So then I completed my Harvard education there. Then I took over this the technology company, as well as I thought, okay, let me start the education for kids here, where I saw, especially in COVID, there's a lot of requirement came. So that I built that Techmentry, we built it. That's the way about I can talk about myself here.
Yeah. No, so I remember the days during my engineering days, right? As you rightly pointed out, there were just two students who actually started. And after that, like they came back and told us that Jude sir's coding, right? Especially C, Java is amazing. Then 30 of us joined. Then it went to 100, 500, and then 1,000 learners per year. That's how we reached the journey of 30,000. But what is the mantra, right? What is the mantra that so many learners really got attracted to you during those days and even now, right? What is that one thing that differentiates Jude Miranda that people get attracted to you?
See, first thing that my fundamental philosophy is this: never never give them a fish, but teach them how to fish.
Correct.
This is don't give a solution to a problem, but teach them how to solve a problem.
Correct.
How to approach a problem. That was my fundamental philosophy of my teaching.
Correct.
Okay. Otherwise, I do not know the rest of the things. I have only said that I have never looked at money as my forte, but rather I have said that I will give myself to them. That money came. That's it. That's what I can say. Yeah.
And that's what I could relate to, right? See, because it was never a transactional teaching that you pay, chalo, five classes are done and then you're over. You used to stay back even late hours to solve our doubts and difficulties, right? And that mentorship model, like a mentor-mentee model was there, a guru-shishya model. I think that's what really inclined me towards coming to you rather than going to any other classes. That's what I feel that your mantra is.
So that is still today, even all my ventures have this philosophy. Whether it is a customer or a student, I stay in the night and get my work done. So this is what I do. Even for a small student, if he asks a doubt, I stay. Solve the problem.
Good to see that. Now you have not changed over the last 25, 30 years. It's still the same Jude Miranda.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, Karthik, you can move to the next slide, please. Yeah, you can just discuss about briefly, sir. I just want to understand about Nibble Technologies venture. What was the motive behind building this Nibble Technologies?
As I told you that it is what in 2008 we were getting a lot of projects from my students. Today, you see, I'm very proud to say I can step inside any companies across the globe, like whether it's Apple, whether it is Meta, or whether it is LinkedIn, anywhere I can step inside because I have my students have gone across the globe.
Okay.
Okay. Now. So what has happened was there is a lot of students went into a very different position today. Today, even in my technology company, I do not have a like a proper sales and all team and all. I'm getting very organically most of them my students only call and give me projects. That's all. Because today they are in a very different level, CFOs, CEOs.
Correct.
So what happened in 2008? There's a lot of small projects came. I still remember in 2008 we built a product like Instagram. Okay, but it did not take up well. The reason was simple thing, the technology with people was not available.
Okay.
Today everybody has a mobile phone. Okay.
Correct.
In 2008 everybody did not have a smartphone. They did not have yet. Okay. Therefore that project did not go well. Okay. In 2008 I solved a problem to one of the healthcare guy, Piramal Healthcare. Till today, Piramal Healthcare is my client.
God.
So this is the way we have retained the relationship and we have served them. I'm not saying that we serve the customers. We don't. It's not something that it's not it's a transaction. I don't believe in transaction. I believe in service.
Correct.
Okay, that's the reason that the organization also went ahead in the growth story.
Correct. And I keep on talking about this, right, with my friends who are based out of United States, like in Amazon or Google or Facebook, right? They still remember those days, right, with you, and they're very happy that you are building this venture.
Correct. Even when I go to US, I get till today the people meet me.
Correct.
So they said they come pick me up or spend time with me. So because I think that encourages me more and more to be a good teacher.
Correct.
Rather than
Sure. Karthik, we can move to the next slide, please. Yeah, I'll just briefly talk about myself.
So he was my student. Okay, one of all his batchmates are actually in a different directions in technology side.
Correct.
He's a guy who took my path of teaching. Okay, I think we are last 8 years we are chatting with each other to bring you on this board.
Correct.
Yeah, you can. I think you can introduce yourself.
Yeah. So I've got a good journey. So as I mentioned earlier, I was Jude Sir's student in 2001 when I was doing my engineering, 2001 2005. And post that, I have worked as a software engineer. Then I thought that I'm not made for technology world. Let me go to non-tech world. I did my business management from IIM Ahmedabad. And then I've worked in top brands like Bharti Airtel, ICICI Bank, in education sector like as I told, Upgrad Emeritus, right? And then as he mentioned, we were in touch for last few years, right? We were connecting with each other. That he mentioned that he want to start something in this new world of e-commerce, online learning, right? Because the online world, and I also shared the same passion, and that's why I'm here with him, right? We thought that we'll build something together. Yeah. But sir, thanks for guiding me. Na? You have been my coach, my mentor during engineering days and even after that. Na? It does not stop after that. It does not stop our engineering. We are still connecting, and thanks to you, I've been able to traverse a good journey, and very happy to share this stage with you, sir.
So yeah, I think thank you. All your batchmates are till today in touch with me.
Correct.
Either they have invested in the company or they have
correct. Or
they're teaching or they are giving projects to
you. Yeah.
All your batches, all of them I still remember.
So those 30,000 students which are across the globe, your ex-student, that is your strength, which helps you stand strong for this Techmentry or enable technology. That is a tree. That is the seed that you have sown, and that is a tree that is there.
Yeah, that's correct.
Great. Karthik, you can move to the next slide, please. So now let's come to your new baby, right? Which is Techmentry, which is there for the last few years. So what is the vision behind this Techmentry? What is your vision behind this new education platform for the kids?
Okay. See, what I saw in my this one when you are in the classes, I used to have 80-90 students in the class.
Correct.
But what in the classes, what was happening was now that I used to see you individually. I used to correct your code and then this. But when it came in 2018-19, I saw a lot of online came. Okay, now. Then there is in online learning, there is 50 people are in the class, but I couldn't even see one of them. I am not able to understand what this guy is doing. Okay. Therefore, now what I did was I said I'm not going to take this online classes anymore. I'm not going to take this group classes, 50 student, 100 student. It's like okay, I speak and you listen. Okay. Then what I did was I saw this when I started teaching kids one-on-one. I saw great potential. Okay. It is also, again, I'm telling you, Techmentry is not intentionally started this. There is one parent has asked me to teach one of the kids in the US. Okay, that I think he was that time he was 5 years old. That's also referred by one of ex-student. Devika was the same batch.
Yeah, my batch.
Correct. Okay, she referred that child, and then I said, okay, let me try. But I saw this very great potential in that. So initially I used to be very reluctant, but when I saw there was a great potential in the kids, so I said these kids were able to pick up very fast. And today, I tell you, there's that boy whom I taught in 2018-19. Today he's 10th grade.
Oh, wow.
And he knows ML, he knows AI, he's able to write this, and he is moving towards Ivy League
Amazing.
colleges.
The top colleges.
The parents still today, they're till today they credit for me that. Okay. So this is created some kind of awareness in me that I should do something to the children. Okay. Therefore, what I did was I said, okay, let me do. For the first 3 years, I only taught by myself. Okay, to understand, because I do not want to victimize people. Okay, I want to understand. Then I saw this, the potential was very great. And that's the reason that I said, okay, let me give this also. And most of my students who joined me in this to teach, okay,
Correct.
Then why did I choose one-on-one? Why did I choose one-on-one?
Correct.
Okay, because every child was unique in this whole story. Okay, the child is, you cannot use the same pattern to two different children.
Correct.
They were unique. Okay. I designed a course. First, I designed a course for Python to teach them. There are some kids that did this in 30 hours, some kids did in 40 hours.
Okay.
Same content. Okay. Because the capability and the understanding was different. Okay. That's why what I did is I started this particular thing where we will teach one-on-one only. It is strict. And the flow, the mindset of the teacher has to be same. Therefore, what I did is I brought all my ex-students to teach it. Okay. And then the other thing I observed is in the other classes, I think in 18, 19, 20, there's a lot of online classes came. Very many parents, when they came from other classes, they said only one thing to me, sir, we paid whole money and we don't, my child stopped learning from them, but the teacher is not good at this. That's the reason what it is. No, I'm not going to charge them in the what do you call it, a complete payment to them.
Correct.
When they in a month, how many classes they're going to take, only that much you pay. And if you don't want, stop on the next day morning.
Okay.
So you don't need to change. Therefore, I have created that kind of structure where we have one-on-one learning, pay as you go. And next is what we said was we saw, then people started asking me, sir, can you give the certificate? But I thought the certificate, my certificate, is not going to help them. No. So therefore, what I did is I brought in Harvard, there's a sequence of certification called CS50. So what I did is I connected with those. And at the end of the course, people go and appear for the CS50 certification, whether CS50 Scratch or CS50 AI, all this are connected with the CS50. So our course outcome is one of the outcome. See, the best outcome is they become a good programmers.
Correct.
Okay. The other outcome is they get a certificate from there. So what it motivated them to learn more and more on this. Okay, which I saw. There is, I think the last time we met one of the parent in the US, right?
Correct.
So where the child started with a scratch. Today he went to do the CS50 by himself AI.
Okay.
He went to do by himself.
Correct.
He did it.
Correct.
Okay. So that kind of potential, we want to bring it to the child. Therefore, we have created the certification also.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it is very thoughtful for you for taking care about financials of the parents, making it very flexible payment, making it Howard certified, as well as having it one-to-one teaching, right? That really gives them a customized path.
See, I'm today proud to say there's a child, or there is a I should not say there's a child. In 2019-20, he was a 10th standard. He was studying.
Okay.
Okay. This year, he after his graduation, I helped him till he completes his graduation. I was part of him. Today, he got a job in Boeing.
Oh,
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, he's working in Boeing today. So,
Wow.
which is I don't know. I never saw in my students list Boeing student, but today I'm very happy to say somebody is working in Boeing.
Amazing.
Okay,
Amazing.
so that foundation we set it straight. Okay.
Correct.
In this particular platform.
Correct. Yeah, thanks, sir, for sharing your vision about Techmentry. I do share the same vision to get the kids ready for getting into top universities, Ivy League schools. And as we see on the screen, you've got students across the globe, right? You've got students in USA, Canada, UK, Europe, India, Australia, almost in all continents.
Yeah. We have across the globe today for Techmentry students. We have Germany, we have even South Africa, we have students, Brazil. So, and we did not do like a marketing and all. It's all organically.
Correct.
I would say give a credit to my students only. Correct. The reference scheme. Yeah.
And that's a good thing, right? These days, I think companies really go for all guns blazing marketing, sales, and then they build huge number of students, right? But they're not able to deliver that kind of a custom learning pathways, right, and outcomes. But good that you're focused on few students. Like what I understand, there are 500 students so far globally, but they are custom students, right? They get custom pathways and they get focused learning. I think you also connect with them, right? Once in a quarter. What I understand is you connect with them, with every parent, and you understand their journey and guide them.
What we do is here now, for every 3 months, I go through the profile of each student for the last 3 months. We analyze it, and then I go to the parents and I tell them, okay, these are the things we observed it, and this needs to be improved from our side. This needs to be improved from your side for the better learning. Okay. So that help the parents also to understand what is actually happening. So we created a very transparent system where the homework every day there is. I believe something that the kids have to struggle. If they don't struggle, they will not be able to do anything themselves. Therefore, what I did is I teach you 1 hour to you in a week. And I will give you work for 2 hours, 3 hours for you in a week. You have to do by yourself. So next class when they come, we verify it. We check whether the child has done or not done the work. If not done, we correct them. If it is, we ensure that they make an effort to come. It is not something that, okay, you come there. Okay, now. So we don't want to do that exercise. You make a struggle and come to me. So that will help them to understand better. Correct. So that's the structure we approach.
Yeah. You took me back to my Java days, right? When you used to give assignment and you used to ensure that before we start the class, the assignment has to be done, right? And we used to discuss this during the class, right? So we used to get everybody's opinion on that assignment. Correct. So good to see you following the same practice even in your Techmentry.
Yeah, correct. So we want, because that is the way, until they burn the fingers, they will never be able to understand what is happening.
Correct. Karthik, can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah, so now we discussed about Nibel, we discussed about you, we discussed about your journey so far and about Techmentry, right? Now, parents also would like to understand why coding matters, right? Why really do coding matters? Because I have come from a technology background, I have moved to non-tech background. Is it only for people from tech background? What are your thoughts on this?
No. See, the coding now is going to become like our basic maths we learned in the schools. Okay. As we go in the future, every child, every human being is going to interact with machines. Okay, now? So you must know how the machine is working. Okay. If you do not know how the machine is working, you will not be able to identify what the machine will do to you. Okay. I was teaching one of the doctor, is ophthalmologist. I asked him, Doctor, why did you learn? Why do you want to learn coding now here? He said that I am buying robots. I want to know how to make a small configuration changes.
Okay.
Okay, so that means even a doctor has come to a stage where he has to learn coding. Okay, now, I saw a medical students, I saw even a mechanical, all they wanted to learn coding because mechanical industry become a mechatronics industry.
Correct.
It become a robotics industry, right?
Mhm.
Therefore, the future is everybody has to know the basics of coding. Okay. You don't need to be an expert in coding, but you should know the basics of coding. Like for example, that Karthik, he's typically a marketing guy.
Correct.
He's joined as a marketing, but today he makes a website.
Correct.
You give him, he does because he knows basics of coding, but he's not an expert. That's
Correct.
the reason he joined the marketing, right?
Correct.
But then he is what he learned. He's able to make a websites because that the foundation is existing there. Then he'll be able to work, understand and work faster. Therefore, every child is needs coding as the future is going to be a robotics and AI. That's why they must know towards this. Okay, now, but basics. I'm not saying that they need to be an expert. Expertise can be built by AI tools, but the basic must be understood by everybody.
No, I can relate to this, sir, because I learned coding during the engineering days. And I went to a completely different path. I went to a path of product management, marketing, right, business side of it. But it really helps me in my actual day-to-day work life also. Now, while analyzing the financial sheet or doing a customer research, that logical thinking or problem solving, right, or analytical skills which I've built because of coding, that is helping me in the modern world, right? So
yeah, this is very important that as you rightly said now, it's helps you to solve problems systematically.
Correct.
Okay, now what is needed? What is the input is needed? What is the processes that I need to do? What is the output I'm going to get? So this is the process which is set in coding.
Correct.
Okay, it is not the solving a problem. Don't tell that today. Some of them I could see in my own organization where people did not have a very basics, and they came here and they said that they will solve a problem with AI, but they couldn't survive not even 6 months in the company. Why? Because they were not able to edit a simple mistake that has happened generated by the AI right now. So therefore, the logical thought should be inherent in you. It needs to be with you.
Correct.
Then AI help you to what? Solve the problem. Right? Therefore, one is in a normal life, it will help you to think. In your professional life, it will be able to help you to solve problems. Okay, therefore, coding is something which matters for you, irrespective of your analytical skill, irrespective of your what you call thought process. It needs this coding is matter for.
Yeah, thanks, sir, for sharing the importance of coding with all of us once again. Karthik, can we please move to the next slide? And by the way, Karthik, that sir was referring to, is who's helping us today with the entire coordination of this program. He's a marketing senior marketing person. And sir was talking about him. He's coming from a coding background, but now he's doing marketing for us, right? He's able to build an entire website for us using his coding knowledge and of course the AI knowledge. So the next question I want to ask is about, I understand what you're talking about coding, right? But today is an AI-driven world. Wherever I go, I read the newspaper, it is AI. I see AI summit happening in Delhi. The parents are talking about AI and all the organizations, all the clients, everybody's talking about AI. So how is this coding and technology relevant in today's AI world? I can see people losing jobs, people who are well-versed with AI, they're able to perform in a better fashion. So what are your thoughts on this?
See, if you look at a school student, the school student uh, must know AI platforms, how to solve problems. Okay, now to make a PPT, to create a Excel sheet, all this they must know. But when it comes to coding, okay, people should not start with AI. Okay, people should start with the basics of coding, which you need to write. You need to know how to write a code, how to solve a problem, what is the input, what is the output, what is the process. They must know it. Therefore, the basics of coding must be learned without the AI tool.
Okay. Okay.
I'm making very clear.
Mm-hmm.
Without the AI tool, they have to learn the basics of coding. But the advanced part, they should learn with what? The AI. Okay. So what we have done, what in our course we have redesigned it. The first 70 to 80% of our lectures, they cannot touch the AI tools.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now. After this, what we do is we tell them, okay, you solve this problem in this way. Okay. Now we are going to give you an AI tool. How it solves the same problem.
Correct.
Now, what happened? They are able to relate this to. So, how much I did by myself, that how this is solved.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how the thought process is changing between you and the AI tools.
Correct.
So, they are the compare because you might solve a problem in one approach, but the AI solves in another approach.
Correct.
Okay. But that approach, you have to adopt it. So, you have to adopt it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But as a school student, you should never learn AI first. The basics first and the AI second.
So this is actually a spoiler. No, all of us thought that now AI tools have come, all our life has become easy. But now you're telling that still you have to go through that grind, right? Grind and hard work. Because as you rightly pointed out, right, if some error or mistake comes, AI tool is not going to solve.
They are not going to solve.
Correct.
Even if you give the AI tool, it will give you some other problem to you. So better you know the basics solving. Correct. You must know. Okay.
But here at Neighbor Technologies, I have seen your professionals building a website within a week. Initially, they used to take 1 hour, right? Sorry, 1 month, right?
No, because they know the basics.
Yeah.
Now we gave them AI tools, they build it faster.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
But basics, you can't compromise with that. Foundation has to be there.
Foundation has to be there. It is what a AI comes. You teach the kids how to make a PPT using AI. I don't have a problem. You child may write a child how to write a prompt to get the right answer from the computer. But when it comes to coding, the basics have to be learned by them. Even to the other subjects, school, maths, the basics of maths has to be learned by themselves.
Correct.
You cannot go to solve the homework. They cannot go and copy paste that in ChatGPT and get an answer. They will get an answer. But is it the answer that which you are able to analyze and get an output? No.
Correct.
The answer is no use. That is, everybody will get it.
Correct.
Therefore, you must know how to solve the problem.
An apt example would be our web page, right? The web page which we have. So Karthik, as you rightly pointed out, right? He has built that web page, but because he knows the coding, he's able to analyze
and yeah, immediately he's able to see. Even a non-tech, he's a non-tech guy who's able to do this because of this.
Because of his coding knowledge and the background and foundation that he has.
Right.
Sure. Karthik, can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So now that we understand about why coding and why AI-driven coding, right? Now let's talk about Techmentry, right? What makes Techmentry different? I think briefly you touched base on a few points like 1:1 teaching, right? You also spoke about Harvard certification. But any other things you want to share with our parents?
See, I'm very proud to say, last 7, 8 years we are in this. We have not spent any money on marketing. Okay. So we have not spent money on marketing. We did not have a marketing team or whatever the case is. But we got the students organically. Why? Because one student referred another student. Okay. It is the way it is grown. Even my classes, I did the same way. I have never had I know you must be knowing, I never had a board also outside. Correct. So the basic belief I have is that give them the best of knowledge to them. Okay, now. So, how to give them the best of knowledge? Okay. See, as I told you before, I don't want to treat two people in the same way. Every individual is distinct, unique. Therefore, to maintain the uniqueness, I put one-on-one learning. Okay. To even when I say one-on-one learning, is very important. The chemistry between the teacher and a student. Therefore, we don't take like a demo class. We take the first class between the student and the teacher.
The actual class.
Actual class.
It's not a marketing class.
No, it's only an actual class. We take an actual class. We tell them, boss, you meet the teacher, you meet the student. First, you see whether you both of you are comfortable or not. If you are not comfortable, don't go. Okay, it's a waste of time. I'll give another teacher tree.
Mhm.
That's the way we put one-on-one learning.
Correct.
The second is teacher is given a roadmap to the child.
Mhm.
The roadmap needs to be completed. But how? A child may reach 10 kilometers in 1 day or 2 days.
Correct.
But you have to take the child to what? The destination.
Mhm.
You have to allow them to think. You have to allow them to improve themselves.
Correct.
That's why we kept the one-on-one learning. Okay. And as I said before, this is if I say I can speak anything, I can say I am doing miracles, but it needs to be verified, right? So that's the reason what we do is we verified through a authentic agency, Harvard. We gave to the we gave the children to the Harvard courses, and then they were able to solve the problem by themselves and get the certificate.
Correct.
So therefore, it is we have created a system where a very transparent, uh, very focused on an individual children. That's why that the Techmentry survived this. Yes.
Correct.
Okay,
Without marketing.
Without marketing, survived. Okay, we survived. We were growing. We did not have any problem there. Okay, so this is what I say that parents should think why they should choose tech. Yeah, sure. There's so many features we have used here in this case. We have this one, what do you call it here? We have talked about flexible schedule. We talked about as I said, the Guru Shishya model is the day one. From the day one, I'm following. Okay,
Correct.
So that is all this part of.
I would like to slightly deep down the Guru Shishya model, right? So now, sir, there are finite students you mentioned, right? Every month there will be students coming in. I think you would not have bandwidth, right? Which you had during our engineering days. But now, what I understand, you have a group of teachers. You have 15, 20 teachers, which you have, right? And that is growing to around 25, 30. So can you just elaborate upon that? Like, what are the teachers? Who are these teachers? What are their knowledge? And are they also following the Guru Shishya model which you built during the early stage?
See, Guru cannot remain always Guru. Your Shishya has to become a Guru.
Correct.
So therefore, most of my students are in this platform.
Correct.
And they know how I teach.
Correct.
Therefore, I brought them to the platform. Okay, to teach them. They may be working. We had teachers who worked in top companies of the world. They were the teachers because they are passionate to solve problems.
Correct.
So they do have that Guru Shishya model which they inherited from me. They did give it to that. Okay, many other parents will agree for that. Students' parents will agree that they did take the mentorship. They do answer the question of my students in the night. Whenever they get, they go beyond the schedule of teaching there, which is I saw in all my teachers here. Okay, therefore that Guru Shishya model is the existing. It will continue. Okay, that Guru Shishya model, one Guru, multiple Shishyas was if I'm sitting in the class, if I'm sitting here physically, one Guru, multiple Shishyas cannot be there in the online because it's very difficult to control. Therefore, we have stressed on one.
What I understand is most of your and almost all of your teachers are industry practitioners, right?
Correct. All are industry practitioners. Yeah.
And they're mix of everything, right? Few are based out of US, Belgium,
Yeah.
UK,
Europe.
few are based out of
Correct. So we did connect with all of our students, and then they were ready to take classes. But today we have teachers all across the globe. It is not something that from India or from US. No, it's across the globe. We have a Belgium teacher, we have in Singapore, we have teachers, we have teachers in US, we have teachers in Canada.
The time zones are also adjusted, right?
Adjusted.
They'll be adjusted with the US teacher teaching a US kid or Canada kid. They can adjust the time zones.
Correct. They can adjust that.
And how about the curriculum? Syllabus, what I understand is in our discussions, you build it along with that. There are experts from Nibble Technologies also who gives input on that and plus teachers help us.
Right. Yeah. It's a very practical learning.
Correct.
It's not a theory learning. I believe from the day one, practical. I think in 2000, I was the first one to introduce computer in the class.
Correct.
Right now, that's why you did not go to other teachers, you came to me, right? So because I wanted to practically solve problems. So I saw the practical learning in colleges. In the classroom, they brought computers in 2020. I saw the famous college in Bombay. The principal told me, said what you took in 20 years before we started in college. Now they are putting classroom, they put computers to learn. Yeah.
So there was also a differentiating point which you had, right? Because you had the computers in the class back in 2001. I remember we had a small room and you had like 10 to 15 computers, and we used to practice actually.
Correct.
Since then, you have emphasized always on hands-on project, hands-on coding, right? Unlike the other teachers just focusing on theory.
Correct.
Right? And I remember doing in my internship project also under you.
Right.
So that really helped us to get into the project assignment mode, right? Other than just theory mode.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure, Karthik, let's move ahead. I think let's do a time check as well. We are on 12:40. We've got 20 minutes. We need to put some question answers. Karthik, do we have any questions so far? Like one or two, we can just pick up and Jude sir can answer those. Like if
So if it's since he has put it, I tell you that most of the students, the old students and the Techmentry students, most of them walk towards Ivy League path.
Correct.
So some are I have gone to see one of my students in Stanford.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Stanford Technology University.
They went to Stanford, California.
There's one student a few days back we spoke with, right? With his parents. He's in Nanyang Technology University.
Yeah,
which is
Singapore.
the topmost of Singapore, the top 10 engineering colleges in the world.
We have students in MIT students. We had in Berkeley. All the students have gone to that level. So we have set a path for them towards that goal.
Correct.
Yeah, I could see that.
So basically, you're saying they joined with you early, right? 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. You build that portfolio for them, right? Like Python and websites that they build, applications that they build, games that they build.
Yeah,
that really helped them get into.
It's more of the logic they built is very important.
The logic mindset. Yeah. Because what I understand these days, along with a good GPA, along with the good marks, right? If you target top universities, they also look into your profile, portfolio, what you have built. And if you have built all these web pages, website, apps, games, AI models, before getting into that, it really helps you stand out against your peers.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So guys, you learned about different students which Jude sir mentioned, right? In Carnegie Mellon, in Nanyang Technology University, in Stanford, MIT, right? Working in Boeing. Few people have also started working currently, right? The Boeing example which you mentioned, but they're very kids. These are currently in graduation, right? They're just 4 or 5 years since we have started. They're still in graduation, and I'm sure once they pass out, they'll be getting into top-notch companies.
I'm confident.
The Silicon Valley,
correct.
The US, Silicon Valley of India.
I think last time we met Mr. Rajat. His son was 13 years, but he did, as I said, he completed AWS architect.
Correct. He's the youngest AWS architect, right?
He's the youngest AWS architect. Yeah.
And that is, he's in standard 11th. Right?
No, I think 11th. He's 13-year-old. He's
13 years old. Sorry, 13 years old. So it would be like in 8th or something.
8th, right? He's the youngest, world youngest AWS architect. Yeah.
AWS architect. That is really good award, good recognition that he has. Yeah. Also, I think he's also appearing. He's cleared USACO bronze and silver. And now USACO is like the most prestigious examination in the United States. Yeah. So now he's appearing for gold. And I think your trainer Milan is teaching him.
Correct. He started with scratch with us. A scratch at Python. We started from
standard 5.
Standard 5 or 6 he started. So
I think he'll be getting into Google or Amazon at top.
He'll go to a very good university. He'll go. Yeah, we'll get top companies. I'm guaranteed that. Sure.
Let's cover with this.
Yeah. Okay. So now regarding this, you put Techmentry.
Yeah, this is the Harvard roadmap which is there, right? Techmentry roadmap. Yeah.
Now, what I see here in this the first course is for the 5th grade, 5th grade student. Okay, that's called CS50 Scratch, right now. So here now we don't teach Scratch. Okay. What we do is, using the Scratch, we make them to think logically. Okay, Scratch, as you know, is the flowchart. So how to think and solve a problem. Then what we do is, we make them to apply in a real-time application. Like we make them to build games. Then what we do is, we give them a hardware to them. We give an Arduino board to them. And we tell them connect to the Scratch and get the signal from the Arduino board and then what you do, process it and give the response back to the board. Like, if by this, what the child understands. Now, when I come near the door opens. How does that happen?
Okay.
So the child understands this. When I go near the car identifies for me, right? How it is happening. So this is, we teach them practical. And the third is what we do, we put them in the Harvard certification. Then it motivates them to learn more and more.
Okay.
Therefore, the first thing now, that course sets a child's brain on a right track. Once it sets now, the rest of the courses all are very easy for them to grow.
Correct.
Then we do in the 11, 12, what we do, we give CS50P, Python course, and where the same logic building. The people who did scratch with us, who came for Python, they completed the course 25% earlier than the
new
students.
Correct.
So the thought process has been built for them. Okay. Therefore, from this one we took to databases to them. We teach them web technology to them. And we teach them AI for them, data science for them. Once the basic is set, they grow on the right direction.
Correct.
Therefore, we created the flow of courses based on their mindset, based on their age. Okay. I will not be able to teach Python to an 8-year-old. Why I cannot teach unless it is exceptional? Okay. Why? Scientifically, a child does not understand any abstract ideas till the age of 10, 11. After that only they understand the abstract idea. They understand only visuals. Therefore, we kept till 10, we only teach scratch. Until the child is very extremely different. We have seen 1 or 2 children out of 300 kids we must have taught in the scratch. 1 or 2 we must have been that kind of thing. Therefore, generally, kids are this. Therefore, reason I would like to tell the parents to start with the scratch. Then we move towards the next level. Don't try to make your children on the day one Elon Musk. It's not possible.
Correct.
So many parents, they think that my child, if we do AI, they will become Elon Musk. No, it is not possible.
Correct.
There is a process to grow. They have to start the process.
But will an 8 to 10 years old kid, will he understand Scratch? Is it not too early for them?
No, they're bright. That mind is there. But don't give them Python. Don't give them Java, C++. That is going to stop them learning because they won't understand it.
And with Howard pathway, you mean that the course outline syllabus is aligned with the Howard CS50 certificate, right? So along with that, the different projects which are there, the teacher will be teaching them the entire course, and along with that, the projects and all they will be doing on the Howard CS50, and they will be clearing that certificate.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah.
And then they'll be getting the Howard certification.
Correct.
So entire course is Howard aligned.
Right.
Yeah, sir. I think so. I'm sure our parents would have understood about this Howard pathway, which is there. Karthik, you can move to the next slide. So these are the few courses which Jude sir was talking about, right? Sir, feel free to talk about any course, or else we can just run through in the interest of time. So this is a scratch. Do you want to quickly have 1 or 2?
No, as I told you, it's been designed to build the logic thinking.
Correct.
And how to apply all this, we do that one. Okay, now. So and then Howard certification is there.
Correct.
Yeah. So the next, I think all this in the same. If you can.
Yeah, I think just keep on scrolling one by one. This is a Python, right?
Yeah, Python. This is for beta coders. For anybody who about 10-year-old, for them we take that course.
Correct.
And yeah.
And then you get into full mode of
full
web
stack,
and full stack development.
Yeah.
Proper websites and apps and games.
Correct. The complete web stack.
Yeah, front end and back end.
All the courses are the certification, Howard certification.
Yeah. All they will be having Howard. All courses are Howard, all are AI powered as well. Yeah, Kadi, you can move ahead. And then database and backend, right? Because you want that.
They need to know, because if you want to be a good AI engineer or data science engineer, you must know the databases. Without databases, you can't do.
Correct.
Again, this is also Howard certificate. Yeah,
Kadi, you can move ahead.
This is this course is associated with In Harvard, there's a course called CIS, which is given for second year engineering students.
Okay.
That course we do it. Our children at the age of 8th standard, 9th standard, they complete this.
So at the age of like 14 to 16,
14 they complete this.
they would be like.
I think there is if you do this course, even in Harvard and other universities have some credits are there. I'm not very sure that some credits are given to this course.
Correct. But doing all these courses will help them build a portfolio of projects. Harvard certificate is just not a tick mark, right?
No, it's certificates. They give the certificates to you, which adds a lot of value especially when you apply for Ivy League colleges.
Ivy League, the top university colleges. Karthik, you can move ahead. And then we get into data science and machine learning.
Correct. Yeah.
This would be for slightly senior.
Senior, after 10th standard.
Yeah. Agentic AI is also covering, right?
Yeah. See, what we do now we have created a new course for AI for kids. But there we are not teaching the programming part of this. What we do is we teach them fundamentals of AI, like what is linear regression, what is an agent, what is the...
This is a new course you're talking about, right? It is not mentioned in this, the AI for kids.
The AI for kids, which is the foundation set. Okay. This is different. This is a complete course, which is at the end, we give it to the 11th standard, 12th standard, which is a coding is involved.
Correct.
But that does not have a coding. There's only understanding the concept. Okay, how the generative AI works.
Correct.
How the neural networks works.
Correct.
All this we teach them.
Yeah. So parents, if you're really looking for a proper AI course, right, wherein the learner has to build, the kid has to build chatbots and AI models, machine learning and all. So it is slightly an advanced program. First, they have to go stepwise, right? From Python through data science and then reach here.
Right.
But there is an alternate also. We also, as sir rightly pointed out, there is an AI for kids course which you are launching. But that is like a basic AI for kids, right? Understanding how to build an image using generative AI, or how to build a video, or how to do vibe coding, right? How to build vibe coding using vibe coding, how to build a web page or an app, right? So that kind of courses also which we have, which currently we are not presenting in today's presentation, but those also we have. But if you're looking for a proper Harvard pathway, then this is the right pathway. Yeah. Hey, Karthik, please move ahead. Then if somebody is interested in cyber security,
because I think the future is going to be a lot of demand will happen on cyber security and hacking. So for them, we build this course. Again, this is going to be our certified course.
Correct, because so much data is generated these days. As in, all companies have gone are those days wherein there's like a mom and pop shop or retail shop, right?
So much of everybody uses a lot of devices, data. Therefore, there's a lot of risk is involved.
Correct.
For the future, is a lot of demand is existing for cyber security.
Yeah, Karthik, move ahead, I think. And these are some of the other technology programs also we have, right? In IoT and robotics, drone development, cloud computing, AWS.
Yeah. So a lot of different programs are there for the different age group. Yeah, correct.
And also I understand that, before that, let's talk about the projects, right? So one thing I want to talk about, we have been harping on Harvard certification, right? Is it the end goal, Harvard certification of this course, or are you helping them build something good?
No, Harvard certification is not the outcome of the course. It's one of the outcome. The outcome of the course is the child or the student become able to write a program and solve a problem using the technology. That is the outcome. This is one of the outcome where we want to give assurance to the parents the child has learned it's according to the world standards.
Correct.
Harvard certificate is not the outcome, complete outcome.
Correct. So I think, and I was discussing with you the other day, right? So your kids have actually gone and built those websites, mobile apps, which is there in their GitHub portfolio, right? Games. Yeah. And Harvard certificate, what I understand is there's no joint venture between Techmentry and Harvard, right? It's the course is aligned on Harvard, and at the end of that,
they can go and solve.
They can go and solve.
We are not saying that we are preparing for that. No.
Yeah.
We prepare them for the world, life.
For the world, yeah.
But that is, you won't get the certificate. If you want to do, if you don't want to do.
Correct. The teacher will be guiding them how to get the certificate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
Teacher will be mentoring them.
Correct.
Sure, Karthik, let's move ahead. I think, are we done? We have got around 10 minutes left. I think 5 minutes.
Yeah, these are the skills we already spoke about it already.
The various hour certifications. Yeah, Karthik, you can move ahead. Yeah, so friends, this is how the admission process is for this particular program. If you're really interested, then you can connect with us. Karthik would be sharing the link and our details in the chat box, and you can connect with us for a quick 15 minutes to a half an hour connect with Jude sir, Jude Miranda. He would do a tech assessment of your kid to understand how good he is in coding and technology, and accordingly he can design a course for the kid. And once you get aligned with that, we have teachers, right? As he rightly pointed out, there is a group of teachers we have. Based on the students' understanding and technological proficiency, we'll arrange a teacher, and there will be a free demo, right? Free demo of around here it is mentioned 30 to 45 minutes, but we can extend that to 1 hour or 1.5 hours. That would be actual first session. Just have a feel, as he rightly pointed out, build a chemistry between student and kid. Can you mention about why how this demo works? Like now, what is the thought?
No, first what we do is we make the student and teacher to meet 1 hour, and then this teacher will take the first session. We don't have a demo class, nothing. First session we
First session they will take. Okay,
it's free of cost.
correct.
There's no charge in that. Then what the child, the teacher has to attend, has to say, okay, I'll be able to teach student. What is the student has to say, I like the teacher. Then we set the class for next. Okay, this is the way we work. We should not say free demo class is a demo. It's a first session.
First session.
To understand each other.
Sure. So guys, so it's not a free demo, it's a first session basically, but you don't have to pay for that. And okay. Got it. And then they'll be building a custom learning plan for that, right? Custom learning plan. And then if everything goes well, you can pay. We have a flexible payment, as Houston mentioned, right? It's a hourly basis. I think monthly invoice would be raised, and you can pay on a monthly basis. You don't have to pay anything upfront.
Upfront,
right? And we track and grow, right? As Jude sir, I've heard you talking to one of the parents that after 3-4 sessions, if the kid is not interested, right? He's not liking that, we can stop it there itself, right? We don't want to waste their money and that.
Right. And also it is, if the child is now, for example, this month you planned for 4 sessions and you are not able to take the 4 session. One session is the child is not well and well. So that will be taken carry forward to the next month.
Correct.
But only thing is that the parent has to inform at least 12 hours before.
Yeah, one day before.
One day before.
To respect the teacher.
Yeah, to respect the teacher, because their time is also important. Okay, now that we do that exercise. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So that's about it. Karthik, any further slides are there? Yeah, so we have got these offices. Jude sir keeps on hopping between US office and India office. So I think you have a plan to go in May, right? May 15th, you're going to US to connect with few parents and teachers and other enable technology assignment. Yeah, so these are 2 offices which we have. These are our contact details. So do feel free to connect with us, any of you, if you're really interested in building your journey for your kid, to understand coding world, to understand the AI world. Get them future ready and get them into top universities or top Ivy League colleges. More than happy to help.
Yeah. So our request is give them a base, give them a good base, and they will grow by themselves. This is what my belief. That same thing I'm reflecting in my journey here.
Good. Sure. So all the best, sir. I think that this is a very good, noble cause that you're doing. You're really building the kids for the next generation you're building. To get them into a top college and after that into top companies, or even they will start their own startups as well, right? This is a startup world. So do you have any parting note to talk, or else we can call on?
No, my parting note is wherever you are giving, give them a good base knowledge to them, and they will grow well. If the basic is wrong, everything will go wrong. This is
your mantra. And this has always been Jude sir's mantra for the last 25-30 years. I can really resonate, I can really relate to that.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for taking out your valuable time, parents. This was, I think, Saturday afternoon well spent. Karthik, thanks a lot for arranging this and helping us throughout this webinar. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.